Let us see. Yeah, he is doing ablution. He clean his ears. He put the water over. It's exactly the same in his mouth, in his nose, in his etc. Exactly his feet, his hands. You know, it's exactly, and he is explaining in this how he do things. This is the ablution. But the other one, like this guy, he is just wasting time. Just he's not. I want to find the video where he just do it in full without talking too much about how he do it. Maybe I can find the other one. The other one is just doing it, and you see, and you can watch any Muslim videos doing ablution, and you will see. All right. Everything in this cult is coming from somewhere. Ramadan is coming from there. Ramadan. And then, okay, so how the moon god have to do with Moses? I mean, how Islam is coming originally from the moon god, pagan god, and then Moses, and then Isa, Jesus, and then Abraham. How they all mix together? As I said, Islam is not an independent religion by itself. It is a collection of many religions, cults and religions. When Muhammad was trying to convince the Jews that he is to accept him, he have to adopt what they accept. So he adopted Abraham. He lived between them. He adopted Moses. You will notice what Muhammad, when he was with the Jews, he did not speak about Isa. He's not a Isa guy. He was Abraham guy, Musa guy. Muhammad don't want to follow anyone except supposedly Moses and Abraham. Isa is rejected by the Jews, or let us say Jesus. So Muhammad, when he was with the Jews, like today I saw in the news, the Muslim minister in England, the minister for internal minister, he went to the Jerusalem and he is wearing a Jewish hat and praying in the Jewish temple wall. What his name? Let me see if I can find him in the news. Here we go. Do you see him? This is our Muslim friend. He's wearing a Jewish hat now, and he visited the temple hall, the Temple Mount, and he prayed in front of it. That is Muhammad. This guy now, he want to go in election to have a higher position, so he want to convince everybody that he is not okay. I'm a Muslim, I'm originally from Muslims family, but I don't care. Just make me take the job. All right, but he should not do that, because supposedly this is against Islam. Those are the Jews who took the land from the Allahu Akbar. No, he don't care. He wanna get the job. So he go there. He's a Jew now. He's wearing a Jewish hat. He believes in what they believe. They believe that this is their temple, and that's it. Exactly what Obama did. So those kind of people, always they are willing to compromise because they are fake. They are not real. They don't have a decency, or let us say a value they are stuck with. They are willing to compromise easy and just give us the job, whatever the job is. Like sometimes people, they get upset from me for I say things, and they say, if you say that again, I will not donate for you. Don't ever donate for me. I'm not for sale. Take your money and go. We don't compromise. A person who compromises his belief, he have no belief. Either you believe in it or you don't believe in it. And this is exactly what happened with Muhammad. Muhammad, with the Christian, he believed in Jesus. With the Jews, he don't believe in Jesus. He never mentioned Jesus to the Jews. He always mentioned Isaac and Jacob and Abraham. So this is what the Jews about. He was a Sabian, he's a Sabian. He is with the pagan, he's a pagan. He prayed for the three daughters of Allah, Allat and Al-Uzza and Manat. The Arab, they like As-Safa and Al-Marwa, which is supposedly a place where two statues of a male and female were placed there, women and a man who have sex together, and they became rocks. And this is another legend. So Allah, he punished them and he made them two rocks. So when you ask me who is Allah, where Allah coming from, I can take you 1,000-year trip, still you are not done, because you have to read tons of books, tons and thousands of names, because Allah is not really exist. Allah is allegiance of many nations, and Allah is not a name. It is Allah. Al is a word meaning God. Lah is the God we are talking about. However, by the way, all those names, they have a transformation. As an example, this is not only for the Muslims, by the way, even for the Christians. In the Bible, there's no name for God. Like many of you says, God says Yahweh. Yahweh is not a name. Some of them will say to you, oh, Yahweh was, even Yah was a moon god. No, Yah is a word present the God, and the Aramaic is the origin of all languages in the Middle East. All of them, they are born from there. The God of the Christians, the God of the Jews, never mention a name or what he said I am. So you need to look at the sentences. It says I am. It doesn't say this is my, it doesn't say my name is etc. It says I am who I am, which means the one exists by himself. So there's no God. Jehovah is not a name. Elohim is not a name. Yahweh is not a name. And the reason there's no name, because our Lord Almighty God, there's no name can contain him, no name can describe him. You see, even Jesus is Emmanuel. It's not a name, it's God with us, but we did not give it a name. You know this? So the Jews always, they avoid in any way, in any mean, to get close to say God has a name, because he is Almighty. How you can give him a name? What name can describe him? So we don't have names. In Islam, Allah become a name for them, even though it was not necessarily a name in the beginning, or let us say for other nations. There's a transformation method. As an example, Israel was Israel. So El, which is present God, not a name of God, any God. Ezra, Yel, but it was Israel. Mikael, Mikaal. Ishmael, Ishmael. So El became Al, or say, sorry, Al became El. So the ancient Hebrew is Al, and the new Hebrew is El, El. But both words are the same. All right. Now we can keep going with this topic. It's endless, but I will mention maybe this story just for a snack. We mentioned to you that there is the Quran chapter 27 verse number 82 speak about a beast. What is the description of this beast? This beast, by the way, in one of the stories, Muhammad, he said she is a woman. Look, Messenger of Allah said once delay etc. prayer. He delayed the prayer. Why? Okay. The talk, he spoke to somebody, a guy, his name is Tamim ad-Dari. Tamim ad-Dari, he told Muhammad a story. Muhammad, he loved the story. Tamim ad-Dari, he says, he was in the sea, or let us say a man, he was in the sea, and he went to an island, and all of a sudden he found a woman who was training her hair. He asked her, who are you? She said, I am Jassasa. Go to that castle. So I came to it and found a man who is trailing his hair, chained in iron colors, and lapping between heaven and earth. I asked, who are you? He replied, I am the Dajjal. And by the way, the Muslim, when they put the Antichrist, this is not what it says. Muslims do not believe in Antichrist. The Dajjal is the false Messiah. So look how Muhammad is mixing stories and making stories up. The guy, he told him a story, and Muhammad, he accepted, he took it and he started teaching it. And then, I am the Dajjal. Has the prophet of the illiterate people come forth now? The Dajjal is, he don't have internet, so he don't know what's happening now. I replied, yes. He said, have they obeyed him or disobeyed him? I said, no, they have obeyed him. He said, this is better for them. Hold on, how the guy is the Dajjal, which means a liar, and he liked the idea that people are obeying Muhammad. Even the Dajjal, the liar, the Dajjal, by the way, mean a scam, the scammer, the liar. Even the Dajjal is sponsor Muhammad. When a liar he sponsor you, that's mean you're a liar too. Now, who in the world would believe in such a story? And Muhammad, he liked the story to the point he delayed this, the prayer. The guy, he just told him a story. He came to them. He said, this is a true story. And then Muhammad, he inserted this story in the Quran. And this story repeated many times. Look how long this story here. If I read it for you, it would take us forever. All right. And actually, here in the story, it's like there's a female shaitan too, shaitana. Here, Muhammad, he add more spice to the story. Let us see. We are people from Arabia. We embark upon a boat, but the sea waves had been driving us for a month, and they had brought us near as this island. We got into the sea, in the side boat, and entered this island. And here a beast meet us with the profusely thick hair. Because of the thickness of his hair, his face could not be distinguished from his back. He looked like me, this guy. I mean, I told you, when I go to the swimming pool, they kick me out. They think I'm wearing my clothes. We said, we be to thee, who are you? I said, I am a jassasa. We said, what is a jassasa? And then it said, you go to this very person in the monastery, for he is eagerly waiting for you to know about you. So we came to you in a hot, hasty fearing, and that might be the devil. He, that chained person, said, tell me about the date palm tree of the basin. We said, about what aspect of there do you seek information? He said, you whether these trees bear fruit or not. We said yes. Thereupon he said, I think these would not bear fruits. He said, inform me about the lake of Tabaraya. The lake of Tabaraya. Okay, here we go. We are in Israel now. We said, which aspect do you want to know? He said, is there water in it? I mean, it's the lake of Tabaraya and there's no water in it. In the lake of Tabaraya, there's no water in the lake. Let it go. Then said, there are abundance of the water in it. Thereupon he said, I think it would soon become dry. He again said, inform me about the spring of Zaqar. They said, which aspect you want to know? He, the chained person, said, is there water in it? I mean, this guy, he is going to take us to we will end in Lake Tahoe. Just wait. He will keep asking about Lake Tahoe, I mean, come on. This is Islam. This is Islam. So we said, yes, there is abundance of water in it, and the inhabitants of Medina irrigate land with the help of it. He said, inform me about the unlettered prophet. Here we go. This is the whole story to arrive there. All the fabrication is just to get there. Now finally we are getting about Muhammad. What has he done? We said he has come from Mecca and he has settled in Yathrib. He said, do the Arab fight against him? We said yes. He said, how did he deal with them? We informed him that he had overcome those night neighbors and had submitted themselves before him. Therefore he said, has it actually happened? This is actually happened. I was like, what? We said yes. Thereupon he said, if it is, so that is the better for them. They should show obedience to him. I'm going to tell you about myself. I am the Dajjal. Okay, the Dajjal is saying you should obey Muhammad, and soon would be permitted to go out, and so I shall get out and travel in the land, and I will not spare any town where I would not stay for 40 nights except in Mecca and Medina. Should I read the whole story, guys, for you? Anybody getting sleepy? This is a creepy. So Muhammad here, he fabricated a story claiming that there is a beast, and even the beast prophesying about him. But then Muhammad, he switched a jassasa. When he want, it's a woman. When he want, it's an animal. If we go to Ibn Kathir, we will see the fiction story changed a little bit, actually a lot bit. Let us go there, because I want to show you the description of the beast which they were talking about. This is a chapter 27, verse number 82. And the same page where it says that Allah will make all Muslims white, very white, and all people who like me black. And finally, I got my wish to come true. I will become black. And then this is the beast. A beast will emerge. This is after, this is the beast. It's going to come. The beast will emerge. But what is the description of this beast? Let us see. Okay, so the beast is going to hit you with the stick of Moses and the ring of Solomon, and will make you either black or white, as we said. But here is the description of this beast, which they saw in the island already, which is totally different story there. It says, it was also recorded by Ibn Majah. Ibn Jurayj reported that Ibn Zubayr, okay, described the beast. He said, its head like the head of a bull, its eyes like the eyes of a pig, its ears like the ears of an elephant, its horns are like the horns of a stag, its neck like the neck of an ostrich, its chest is like the chest of a lion, its color is like the color of a tiger, its haunches like the haunches of a cow, meow, its tail is like the tail of a ram. Its legs is like the legs of a camel, and between each pair of the joint a distance of a 12 cubit. It will bring out the staff of Moses and the ring of Solomon. There will be no believer left without making a white spot in his face, which will spread until his face is shining white as a result. And there will be no disbeliever left without making a black spot in his face, which will spread until his face is black as a result. Then the people will gather in the marketplace, and they will say, how much? Oh, this, oh, this believer. How much is this? Oh, this believer, which means they recognize each other by the color, because now everybody is either white or black. You do not need to ask him for religion. All the black are disbelievers, all the white are Muslims. So, my friend, when you ask me about Islam, to tell you where is Islam coming from, I say to you, Islam is nothing but a collection of garbage, fiction, stupidity, and you be the judge. If you think I was not giving, I'm not right in what I said in my judgment, will you be the judge? And as you see, I never said something, I never showed you something is not written in their books. This is the book of Ibn Kathir, and the rest was Hadith and Quran. Nothing from my pocket. I did not use one Christian resource, one atheist resource. I did not even use history books to explain to you. How in the world anyone can believe in such a garbage religion? How you can believe that God, there is a God who will make all disbelievers black as if it's a penalty? He is not only racist, he is sick, stupid. What's wrong with being black? What kind of God he says that the black dog is the devil? What kind of God he says that Shaitan is a black? What kind of God he says all those crazy, filthy, which will do nothing to help us as a human to live together? So my friend, every one of us is being given a gift, and that is called the brain, and you have it too. Why you don't want to use it? What kind of God you want to give me virgins for sex slaves for eternity? What kind of God you will give me 80,000 little boys to serve me for eternity? Child abuse. Even in heaven there is a slavery in Islam, and there's a child abuse and slavery. What kind of God is God? This God make me sick. We have enough problems in this earth. People have cancer, people they have diseases, people dying left and right, and when the top of that, we are cursed by liars who became prophets. This is a curse of mankind, where people are killing each other for the sake of nothing except stupidity. A person who want to commit suicide just to defend the prophet, who is no one except a false man, stupid man. He is not even qualified to work in the post office because he's not trustworthy, and he's a crazy, and he's stupid. How in the world you people end in such an end to believe in such a man, and even you are willing to kill for his sake, even after his death? I want to say thank you guys for being here. Don't forget please to download the video as soon as it is possible. We don't keep possible to download, because as you know, we don't keep the videos in our channel, and may the Lord have mercy on us. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. And to read more and to learn more, feel free to get my books from Amazon.com, Amazon Spain, France, we have it in many languages, German, etc. Thank you. Christ is Lord again, and Islam is nothing but a big fat lie. Take care. Bye-bye.